ఓం గణేశాయ నమః. శుక్లాంబరధరం విష్ణుం శశివర్ణం చతుర్భుజం ప్రసన్నవదనం ధ్యాయేత్ సర్వవిఘ్నోపశాంతయేత్. ఓం నమో వెంకటేశాయ నమః. Today I extend a hearty welcome to you all, and we are going to discuss very vital topic, leadership. Leadership is like any other relationship. It is a travel in a ship. It is a friendship. It is a heroship. It is a headship. The essence of leadership is influencing the followers in such a way that all the leaders must be driven to the success by achieving the objectives, the chosen objectives. In this context, let us begin the leadership with a great Shanti mantra which has been echoed by the ancient seers and sages, giving an idea that how indispensable the thought and act of leadership. It is all well known to you. I am quoting this from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, murchorma amrutangamaya. This is the mantra that has been echoed by all in order to awake the people in future generations. Asatoma sadgamaya, asat to sat. That means from unreal or untruth, lead me to real or truth. Satyam is the most important component. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Thus, from unreal, lead me to real. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Tamas means darkness, chikati. From darkness, lead me to light. And from mortality to immortality, from death to immortality, that is Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. ಅಸತೋಮ ಸದ್ಗಮಯ ತಮಸೋಮ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಗಮಯ ಮೃತ್ಯೋರ್ಮ ಅಮೃತಂಗಮಯ. From unreal lead me to real, from darkness lead me to light, from death to immortality. Because the purity and perfection can be achieved by attaining these objectives. That is unreal to real, that is truth. From darkness to light, that is very essential. And from death to immortality. So every human being must overcome the problems of life like untruth, darkness, and death. Thereby one can reach the goals, the ultimate goals, the supreme goals like truth, light, and immortality. Here, what we are telling is, from unreal lead me to real, from darkness lead me to light, from death lead me to immortality. Here, the lead is the center aspect. It is a common denominator. That is the third dimension. This world may be there, the subjective world and objective world, but there must be something, there must be someone who can take from one dimension or one aspect, one point to another point. So keeping this in mind, the leadership is an essential activity among the human beings. We know how this human beings from primordial state to the present technological horizon reach, and the most wonderful things, happenings and doings have been handled by the people. Such people are called leaders. That is why we say history of the world is nothing but the biographies of the great leaders. The great leaders always think, create an idea, execute it, and achieve some result. That is a common objective, common goal, common purpose. In this context, I would like to say leadership is a complex phenomenon. There may be billions of people ever since the dawn of the civilization. But all these people have been put together. Of course, not in one place, all the total at one point. I'm not talking about. Who have been spread over the large area over a long period for thousands of years at different pockets on this earth. The people have been grouped and they have been led in a orderly manner. Here, let us understand that everyone cannot be a leader. As a matter of fact, the nature has its own bias. It chooses some people for certain purposes. We call it God. It is a creation. God created this world, the nature has created this world. Here, starting from an ant or a blade of grass or a human being has come into this world and has a purpose. The purpose may not be known to that individual, but everyone has a role to be played. Everyone comes like birth and goes out like death. Puttuka Maranam. But in between this period, he lives in different stages, in different avasthas, with different attitudes, with different tendencies, with umpteen desires, and a great struggle has to be undertaken or one has to undergo. But this has become very difficult as the individual living as an individual without having any dependence on anything else. But the nature is such, everything, let it be a human being, let it be a plant, let it be an animal, let it be a fish in the ocean, let it be a bird in the sky, everything has a relationship one to another. If there is no earth, there is no air, if there is no fire, if there is no what we call water, no animal, no plant, no human being, no living organism will survive. So in order to season these resources, season these elements, everything has contributed in its own way. But among them, the human being is considered to be an intelligent creature, having indriyas. Everybody knows this panchendriyas, jnanendriyas, and the mind, and different components in the mind, and many things even in the mind, and all the limbs, because the greatest boon to the man is the thumb. Anthropologists tell us animals, plants, for example, a plant cannot move from the place it exists. Even if there is no water, if there is no manure for nourishment, what all the things that are required in order to grow and yield something, because the plant has to grow and it must become a tree, and it has to blossom, and then all the flowers should become fruits or whatever it may be. It has a span of life, it has certain functions, it has certain seasons, it has to do. But it cannot move from the place because the water is not available in a particular place where it lives. It cannot go to some other nearby town or nearby village, or it cannot move an inch. But it can move an inch because its roots. If water is not available at a particular level, it tries to penetrate its roots deeper and deeper, digging into the bowels of the earth, and finally it struggles and gets the water. Similarly, other kingdoms, animal kingdom, it may go. Animals may run, may chase, may hunt, may get the food. One animal will kill another animal, will kill another animal. It is common. This all we understand as dependence. Nothing in this world, nothing on this earth, nothing in the environment is free in the sense has freedom, but they are all dependent one on the other. When it comes to human being, because of his intelligence, understanding, ability to maneuver the things by the physical advantage, the language, the knowledge, and the skills acquired by virtue of his ability to walk, run, and climb the trees, do many things that are not possible for other animals, birds, insects, etc. Thus, human being has an edge, a competitive edge, or a comparative advantage over other species or living organisms or the nature. That is how the individual has developed a knowledge and a methodology through which he would make use of the nature, make use of other kingdoms like plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and finally enjoy the life with more facilities, more comforts. And in course of time, man has been struggling and struggling so as to become a superman, and a superman to reach the godhood. This is the journey of the nature. This is the journey of the kingdoms, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and human kingdom. And this is the method and style of the human being. Nevertheless, this human being has his own desires, ambitions, and the thoughts to achieve them and fulfill the desires. This is one part of the game of the leadership. Now, I would like to give a preamble for leadership with the help of a lovely story. The storytelling has come not as a fanciful thing. It has a purpose. It has a method of understanding the life, and it has its own philosophy. That is why we used to say the rituals, mythology, and philosophy. When we combine the rituals, mythology, we call it logic, tarkam. With the help of tarkam, we can reach the philosophy, tattvam. So the tarkam and the tattvam will enable the human being, man, in common term, we can do something. But the stories have been told, narrated, and passed on from generation to generation. And in course of time, these stories have become very big, what we call epics, starting from Iliad to Odyssey, or the Milton's Paradise Lost, or the Goethe's Faustus. All these Western what we call the books, great works, literary works, let us call. And coming to India, we have great literature like the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Bhagavata, and Astadasha Puranas, and Upanishads, and Brahma Sutras, many commentaries, and great philosophers. All these people, for information, have revealed the the intricacies and ramifications are the conspectus of life in the form of stories. Even we go to other side, other religions, every religion has its own literature. If we take Christianity, the Bible is there. It is a book of stories. And there is a Quran. So every literature has its own way of telling the truth. We have been talking, that is why the gospel, the seers and sages have echoed from time to time. The greatest, they prayed God, the greatest Shanti mantra, that is called peace. The eternal objective is for human being, for any living organism is peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Many things. So here, that is why we explained that the most important components are, it is not unnatural and unreality, but we want reality. Asatoma Sadgamaya. From asat, from bad to good. Sat, right, righteousness. Because so many ways a word can be explained. The synonyms may be many. And light to darkness, darkness to light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamas is darkness, chekati. You can't see anything in darkness. Darkness is not, we are talking about the darkness, night, dark, day, light. Daylight and night darkness we are not referring to. But the darkness is in your mind, the darkness is in your body, the entire body inside, what is there? Do you think there is light, there is a torch light? There is an electric bulb inside to see all these things? Your mind is dark. So within and without. Within is dark, outside light. Night is dark, day is light. So Satyam, and then the light. Light means knowledge. That is Jnanam. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And from death to immortality. In fact, even at the ritualistic and mythological levels, we remember mythology means Puranam, Panchalakshanam, Sarga, Pratisarga. It's a very big subject. Mythology. So in the history, for the last 500 years of recorded history, are some evidences that are available. We can understand the mythology and the persons who have played their roles. For example, I will give you take Mahabharata is a story. In that story, there were Kauravas and Pandavas, and that is not the first kingdom or people, kings and system. Earlier there is a very big chain, Kuru Vamsham. And because of Pandavas, Kauravas, they are brothers. And in course of time they fought and there was a war. Since even before the Pandavas and Kauravas, earlier to their kingdoms, and even after these kingdoms, billions of people, trillions of people might have come into existence and might have gone, disappeared somewhere. It is natural. The natural process of the nature is birth, growth, maturity, decay, and death. It comes and goes. The life comes and goes. But life will be there. Everywhere there is a life. Even after death there is a life. Because in coal there is a life, in the tree there is a life, in the dry wood there is a life, in the stone there is a life. Let us go and ask what is life, what is energy. A quantum physicist will explain better about this. I am telling these things because we have to understand what exactly the leadership, how the leaders have emerged, what has been done by these leaders, how they became great, how they have been remembered for thousands and thousands of years, centuries. There might have been trillions of people. All names have not been remembered by us today. There is no record for them. But Rama is remembered. Anjaneya is remembered. Lakshmana is remembered. Dasharatha is remembered. A few people have been remembered. In the Kruta Yuga, they have divided into Kruta Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. Today we are in Kali Yuga. Even in Kali Yuga, we remember certain names, certain kings. Ashoka's name is there. Chandragupta Maurya's name is there. Akbar name is there. And Krishnadevaraya's name is there. Some names have been remembered, a chosen few, a few in number. We can count them, not on fingers, but accountable. We can create a record. But all people who have come and went, men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. People may come. అందుకని అంటాడు మూర్ఖం. In this battered caravanserai whose doorways are alternate night and day, how Sultan after Sultan with his pomp abode an hour or two and went his way. This world is having two doors. I will put in Telugu. We can understand little better. అంతములేని భువనమంత పురాతన పాంధశాల విశ్రాంతి గృహంబు అందు ఇరు సంచల రంగుల వాకిడులు ధరాక్రాంతులు పాదుషాలు బహరాంజమశీడులు వేనవేలుగా కొంత సుఖించిపోయిరెటకో పెరవారికి చోట సంగుచును. అన్లెస్ యూ గో సంబడి కెనాట్ బీ హియర్. బస్సులో ఉన్నవాళ్ళు దిగితే తప్పితే మిగతా వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ ఎక్కి ఆ సీట్లలో కూర్చోలేరు కదా, మనకు తెలుసు. Let it be a bus, let it be a train, let it be some place. పురాతన పాంథశాల ఇది, బాటసారుల సత్రం. అందు ఇరు సంజల రంగుల వాకిలు, ధరాక్రాంతులు, మహామహులు, పాదుషాలు, బహరాం జమషీడులు, వెనవేలుగా కొంత సుఖించిపోయినటకో పెరవారికి చోట సంగుతుంది. దాన్ని ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఫిట్జరాల్డ్ ఉమర్ ఖయామ్ ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేశాడు పార్సీ నుంచి. In this battered caravanserai whose doorways are alternate night and day, how Sultan after Sultan with his pomp, glory, abode, నిలబడ్డాడు an hour and went his way. This is. But few names have been remembered. Few names of poets, few names of the commanders, few names of the kings, few names of the emperors, a few names of writers. Valmiki has been remembered, Vyasa has been remembered. We don't know who has written Bible and all these things, but there is a record in the sense, because there is a poetry, and in that there is a name that Vyasa has written, and there are prayers, and they have given some information, background information in the books. So we collect. These are all leaders. They say history of the leaders or leadership, history of the leadership or history of the world is nothing but the history of the biographies or the biographies of the great leaders. What is these great leaders have done? How they have become great? Because they put their stamp and went away. Their footprints on the sands of time, and their footprints, fingerprints, handprints, headprints. ఒకరు శిల్పాలు చెక్కారు, అమర శిల్పి జక్కన అంటారు. ఎందుకంటే ఆయన శిల్పాలు చెక్కాడు, శిల్పి కాబట్టి. శిల్పుల పేరు, కార్పెంటర్ల పేరు, రాజుల పేరు, ఎవరెవరైతే గొప్ప గొప్ప కార్యాలు చేశారో, వందల సంవత్సరాలైన, వేల సంవత్సరాలైన ఈరోజు వరాహమిహిరుణ్ణి పాత రోజుల్లో, లేదా నిన్నగాక మన ఎడిసను, ఐన్స్టైను, న్యూటను, అండ్ ఈ విధంగా ప్రతి దేశంలో ప్రతి చోట మహాత్ములను మాత్రమే గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నారు. ఆ మహాత్ముల జీవితమే లీడర్షిప్ చరిత్ర. లీడర్ అంటే నాయకుడు. అందుకనే మనకు బ్యూటిఫుల్ స్టోరీ కూడా ఇచ్చారు. ఎవరికి శివపార్వతులు, విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు, సుబ్రహ్మణ్యేశ్వరుడు మనకు తెలుసు. Both the children have claimed Ganadhipatyam to be the chief of the army. There was claims and counterclaims, and they have given a formula, the mother and father, Parvati and Shiva. And accordingly, Subramanya went and had a dip in each river and each ocean or sea, and then he returned. But the intellect of the Vigneshwara, just because the entire world is with the parents, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. I am coming to that point, most important. One knows the meanings of these 4 lines. We can understand the leadership. That is Taittiriya Upanishad. This, we will come to that particular aspect appropriate time, because the characteristics of mother, father, guru and Atithi, you call it customer, you call it something. In many ways we can interpret it. We can understand why, how. So he took pradakshina, went round 3 times and prostrated, took the blessings. So wherever this Subramanya goes. So his brother will used to appear there. Already came and had a dip. So then he decided, he accepted. This is why, but that is not simply a story, there is a philosophy behind that. Because leader, a leader is to be chosen what he needs. Number one is intelligence. We will come to that particular, a story will be given for that intelligence. For every character we must give a image, picture, incident, event. By that we can understand the intricacies of that particular concept, that particular process. Because everything has its own process, everything has its own function, and everything has its own results. So many concepts that are related. If we start with one concept, we have to go touch all the related concepts to that particular thing. Now we are coming again to the point, leadership. But in order to understand, to prove one's important aspect, how a person can become a leader, who can become a leader, how an individual can become a leader, what can be the process through which he can become a leader, and what environment in which he can deal with men and matters. Because why I used the deal, lead, leadership, L-E-A-D. In that you take D, D-E-A-L, same letters. You misplace, you place, you permutation combinations, you place them. Lead, L-E-A-D, D-E-A-L, deal. So it is a dealership. Leadership is a dealership. It is a deal. So that way when we understand, I will give you as a preamble one simple story, because most of the stories have been explained, especially for the children. And these children, when they grow old or adults, they grow in age, whenever they get some problems, whenever they involve in complications, then they remember these stories, and as a result, they will be in a position to solve their own problems. Whether the problems are economic or social or political or psychological or physical, chemical, ethical, moral, and umpteen things. All problems of all human beings can be solved by leaders among men. Among men means women includes, of course. Don't differentiate here. There is no need. The preamble. One story I will tell you. I don't like to give title, you can give title. There was in a deep forest, there were 5 friends living together under a banyan tree. There were 5 friends living under a banyan tree, and these friends are an elephant, a bull, a monkey, a goat, and a partridge, a bird, for example. See, these 5 friends were living together. They were playing, they were enjoying life, they were discussing every day. because they used to live under that banyan tree. They go for food and they can come back, they will come back and again meet. They live there, they sleep there. These five friends, but however, there was a discussion every day about something. They used to now and then pick up some quarrel. They scold each other and they tried to dominate. Everyone used to dominate the rest. Because all these characteristics, living organisms have their own. Because everyone has to prove that he is right and the other is wrong. That is one aspect. The second is everyone wants to grow taller than the other. In this world, what the problem, especially for the human beings? Because of intellectual. But don't think they are the bird and animals, but they are in our farm. This is all meant for human beings. Suppose if 5 human beings join together under a tree, you think like that. And there was a quarrel. Sometimes it used to go to the pitch, and there were arguments and counter arguments to the polemic, and there was a problem every day. And for some time they used to be indifferent, and again they come and join and eat together, live together. This is routine. And one day, for some reason, because the problem was serious and they have become very serious and they fought for a long time. Fighting means not beating each other, something verbal. Then monkey got an idea. Monkey mind, but it has intelligence. We all came from monkey. That is one kind of theory. That is acceptable or not, we don't know. Many things logic can prove or disprove. How this? For that anthropologically, I will put some question later. Later we will discuss about it. This is not the time. I will deviate. My nature is very bad. I very easily deviate from the main theme. But however, I will come back again to the original point. My journey will not be disturbed totally at the end. So here, what happened? Among these 5, the monkey started. I have a proposal, I got a beautiful idea. Why we 5 every day being friends so close, so loving, so fond of each other, why should we fight unnecessarily? Somehow it is awkward. For a day or two, we will be indifferent to each other. This is not the way to live. Let us not do this. Let us find some solution. Elephant is also considered to be very intelligent. Among all the, and even in revenge, elephant is very, we think of cobra and like that. But I read certain things. So there is some kind of arguments. And what the monkey said, we all 5, let us choose one among us as an elder, leader, let us call it. Among us, one can be a leader, and let there be arguments, let there be discussions, let there be debates, but finally when it comes to conclusion, there must be a judge for justice, like courts. So his word is final, ultimate. Let us do it. Let among all us, all 5, let us choose one who will be our leader. Then the elephant said, how can we choose a leader, and what are the qualities of a leader? What are the characteristics of the leader? What are the functions of the leader? And what a leader, how to develop a leader or choose a leader? So many questions have been posed. Then bull and goat considered to be mud-headed, not intelligent. Sheep or goat, that, and bull nodded its head, and goat also followed. And Partridge has praised the monkey. You have given a beautiful idea. This will be the end of our problem. Let us not unnecessarily fight with each other daily. Let us choose a leader. And again the monkey said, I have an idea to choose a leader among us, and who can handle the situation and solve our problem. Then immediately Partridge has entered into the scene. Yes, we can do it. I have also a method of doing. There is a methodology. And it started. It trying to encroach the situation. Then the bird said, all right. Normally, elder person is considered to be among the clan, among the group, among the people. Old man is considered to be wise because of lot of experience, lot of problems confronted, the trials and tribulations of life, everything. So his experiences are most valuable, and old man will be, whoever is experienced or old can be considered. Elephant then immediately entered for argument. So how can we select who is wise and who is old, who is this, who is that, all that? It counter affidavit has been filed. And the discussion, I don't want to prolong it. The discussion went for some time, went on, and finally the Partridge has given an idea. We are all living in this since our births almost. We are all living under this banyan tree. Let us speak our experiences. Whoever has come here first, that man is considered to be the old, and he must be considered as wise, and we have to choose him as our leader. Fine. It is okay. Then they wanted to put the test to all. First it asked the elephant, what is your experience with this banyan tree? Since how long you are here? I don't know, when I was young, this banyan tree was something, it used to come to my level, to my stomach, small sapling, very small. The leaves used to tickle my stomach, and I used to enjoy, I used to laugh. And whenever my mother used to go and I used to stay here, it has narrated its own experiences. And then it has come to monkey. Monkey said, when I have come, that is just very small. I used to pluck the leaves, and it used to come so to my size. Monkey will be small naturally. And I used to pluck the leaves, do things, go around, and most of the time I used to spend with my mother, or I come back to this banyan tree. It has narrated its own experiences. And then they asked Bull. Bull also